Hey, you ever heard of Red Skelton?
Yeah, he sucks.
You know who's definitely heard of Red Skelton? Bargain bins.
You know who's definitely also a Red Skelton? Garbage cans.
We're not hating you if you hate Red Skelton, except that we are. Who the fuck's seeing Red Skelton, man?
He combines the things I hate the most: old people and clowns.
Oh man, seriously, what the fuck? We recently found out that Red Skelton tried to erase all of his creative output.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. If that is true, then all he had to do was just wait, because those fuckers are being slam dunked into trash cans 24/7.
Jettisoned to the sun.
If they would have given Shaq Red Skelton CDs, he would have been good at free throws. Whoosh! Oh man, Red Skelton sucks is the moral of this story.
It's not good.
We haven't even seen a single Red Skelton anything.
Nope.
Except that we know that he's an old fucking clown that licks. So that's reason enough for us to hate him. Anyway, this video is not about Red Skelton, but it is about some random ass shit. It's time to talk about prison again, where I gotta say, I'd rather be in prison than watch Red Skelton DVD.
Good point.
But first, hit that music!
Movies, music, story times, all kinds of shit for you. Everything goes in its house and now from
Now, we were recently asked by Red Skelton.
Damn it.
It has nothing to do with Red Skelton.
Nope.
We were recently asked by Marcus to do, by recently, I mean like 10 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
We were asked to do a video about, or I guess he asked you to ask me to do a video about my least favorite type of prisoners.
Yeah.
Because there are types.
Based off of After Prison Show, I believe's list.
Yeah, after
Just so we can give some credit.
After Prison Show, the originator. I'm sure there's people before him, but he's definitely the one that I was. When I first saw his show, I was like, "This is a pretty cool format that we still plan to one day exploit." Because I mean, really, it would be kind of a riff on it. But there's different perspectives. You know, he has his perspective of prison. I have my perspective of prison. I just have to. It's an issue to talk about prison, which is why we take a comedic angle here on this channel. Yeah. The other channel is going to be more serious, but this here is where we just laugh about my stupid ass experiences in prison.
Red Skelton.
Definitely not laughing at Red Skelton, you know, because he sucks.
He had more laughs in prison than watching Red Skelton.
I did, oddly enough. So, favorite people from prison, definitely not Red Skelton. Anyway, no, but we're talking about the least favorite types of people in prison. For me personally, check out After Prison Show's video on on his channel about his favorite type of people. I haven't seen that video.
Neither, honestly.
So I hope I don't repeat. You know. But anyway, yeah, there are, just like in any fucking place, you know, like in school, you have your little groups and cliques and types and archetypes of people. Just like in any prison, just another type of subsection of society, and there's types of folk in there. The first one, right off the bat, that you're probably gonna meet is the prison fucking roach. This is the guy that has no fucking shame. Maybe it's because he's just in dire straits. But, I mean, everybody in prison is in dire straits, really. They're in fucking prison. But whatever the reason, and it's usually not a good one, this guy has absolutely no fucking shame about asking you for shit. And trust me, you won't be getting that shit back. Ever. Case in point, the first time I arrived...
Glut?
No, Mr. Gluttony was just... Everything he could get his hands on, he would get his hands on. He had money to get his shit. But then he would add to that because he's a gluttonous bastard. But the prison roach is just that type of fucking dude that has nothing, but is not willing to put in the work to get something, and has no shame in asking for it. And case in point, man, the first unit that I got to in actual prison, not county jail, first person that ever approached me was a fucking roach. Hey man, you got coffee?
Coffee?
Oh, coffee's huge in prison. I'm like, no, I ain't got coffee, man. Fuck that shit. But the big mistake a lot of people make is if you engage with these fuckers, if you give them one thing, it's like feeding a fucking cat.
No.
You ain't gonna get rid of this dude. Every chance. And eventually, if you don't have the balls to say no, it's gonna lead to a fight. So you better say no, because I fucking did. That and I didn't have coffee.
Yeah, what's coffee?
Shit. Oh, everybody's got coffee in there. Coffee is fucking like money in there.
I ain't gonna lie, I could go for a coffee right now.
I couldn't, unless I'm watching Red Skelton. to help
Because you
me.
need to stay awake.
Yeah, I just need to stay awake. Fuck it. Boring. Anyway, the next type of fucker that I hated in prison was the prison rapper. Because guess what?
Oh man, I bet you there's like 8,000 of them.
Look, this is not a racial thing.
Oh, man.
This is just a statement about prison.
Hold on, that's like famous last words. It's not a racial
Yeah.
thing, but
No, it's legit. Like, if you go to prison, I guarantee you that, like, at the very least, 90% of the black guys are going to claim they got skills on the mic.
spit some fire.
Spoiler, they fucking don't. They suck. They're horrible. Now, every now and then you get somebody that has legitimate skills, and it's entertaining to hear people that are talented. But when fucking 90% of these folk, and I'm not just saying black people, I'm just saying,
Rap folk.
yeah, rappers in general. I'm just telling you right now that, don't quote my stats, but a lot of black folk in prison are like, man, I got them skills, man. And I'm like, man, you don't? You're the Red Skelton of rap. But yeah, a lot of white people do it too. A lot of Mexicans do it too. And guess what? The large percentage of them fucking suck ass too. And the worst part about it is that, fine, you know, if you suck, if you're oblivious to how much you suck at your supposed talent, that's fine. But here's the thing. You're living communally with people. So you hear this constantly. And here's the worst part.
Garth Brooks.
You got beats
Oh man.
being fucking drummed out on metal fucking bunks 24/7, man. It doesn't stop. It never ends. And again, since you can't enjoy what they're bleeding out, you're like, dude, please shut up. And God forbid you should tell anybody, can you please be quiet? Because then you just got to fight.
Yeah.
So
Why you gotta step up like that?
Yeah. Yeah, you got a problem? Yeah, man, with your stinky ass raps.
I mean, to be fair, the way rap is going, these guys probably have
Hey,
a really
look.
big career.
I'm not going to say that prison rap is better than this mumble rap,
Yeah, no shit.
but it is. So I'll give him that much. I will say that I did encounter genuinely talented people that had legitimate skills, and they were usually very quiet and reserved about it.
Yeah, they
know
weren't
what I'm
like,
saying?
check this out.
Yeah, they weren't boasting. They weren't like, hey, man, check out my fucking rhymes. I got fucking bars, and I'm gonna drop them bitches. No, they weren't doing none of that shit. Namely, because they're not corny like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Oddly enough, the most talented rapper in prison that I encountered was a big fat white guy.
That's weird.
Yeah, and he was like insanely
Was his
talented.
name Ralphie?
He was not Ralphie, and he's still alive, so
Definitely not Ralphie May.
But yeah, he was insanely talented, and he hated rap music. He was actually really into punk music. That's how I met him, because he had a Misfits tattoo, and I was like, oh, this is a cool guy right here, right? But hey, man, it's prison. You got to go with what you
Your
got.
bar is pretty low. That's how you saw Red Skelton.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I met him, and he was pretty fucking cool cat. And the first time I heard him rap, I was like, what? How is this even possible? Second time I heard him drop them beats was, you know, all these black folk were in the corner doing their little rap game over there. And again, mostly untalented. But there was some good ones in there. There was some good fucking people doing their thing in there. And I was like, well, that's pretty impressive. And this fat, jolly, you know who he looked like? John Candy. This fat John Candy looking ass white guy goes up there and he's listening. And he's even doing the little like geeky like,
Oh man.
you know, bouncing into the little beats. And he's like, hey guys, you think I could try? And of course, you know, just at first sight, they're like, come on, man. All right, whatever. We'll get some kicks out of this. And boom, nuke them. He was good, man. He was really good. He was surprisingly good. I was shocked. Shocked and appalled. Just like with Red Skelton.
Yeah.
Anyway, the third type of person that I really hated in prison was the tough guy. You know, this is the guy, and don't get me wrong, there's all tough motherfuckers in prison. A lot.
Fake tough guys.
No, I can't even abide the fake tough guy, because you can just
Yeah,
tell
you
they're
gotta
fake.
sometimes you gotta be tough too.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the tough guy that feels the need to project that he's tough 24 fucking 7.
Walking like this.
Yeah, walking around like this, mean mugging, you know, just saying fucked up shit, never relaxing, never allowing
pretending to enjoy Red Skelton.
Yeah, never allowing any respite in this facade that he's putting up. Real though it may be, you know, you can't 24/7 be one fucking emotion. And these tough guys were just like, dude, who are you fucking hurting at this point but yourself?
Yeah.
It was just frustrating. And I lived right next door to one of these chucks, and he fucking sucked. I can't remember his fucking name. I think it was Chase. Anyway, he was this lame ass white guy, sucked major cocks because he was always.
Is it weird that I didn't picture a white guy?
Who'd you picture?
I don't want to say.
Man, we all know what that means. That's fucked up, bro. But anyway, no, he was this lame ass, you know, just always posturing white guy, man. And he was I can't remember, he was AB or AC, so he was in that type of fucking mindset the whole time. Aryan Circle or Aryan Brotherhood. He was one of the two. But I had people that I got along with that were in that set, you know. In prison, it's weird. I don't know if you've ever seen like American History X, you know, where Edward Norton plays this bigot,
Yeah.
and he goes into prison and he realizes that these people are getting along with other people. His set is getting along with other sets because they have to. It's pretty much true to the way it is in prison. You know, people kind of get along with each other as long as certain boundaries aren't overstepped.
I like how you explained that you were getting along with the Aryans.
I'm one of my best friends was in one of those groups.
Yeah.
You know, he
It's
was
very important you clarified that.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy, you know. He was a really nice dude. He got along with black people and I'm Mexican. He got along with Mexicans just fine. He was just a guy that was, you know, it just happened to, it's weird. I can't explain it. It's a thing in prison. You know, but then there's those people that are legitimately fucking 100% serious about that shit. And you're just like, shut the fuck up, man. You know, also got along with people in other sets that were pretty extreme sets in terms of their mentality, you know, be it black, Mexican, or any fucking spectrum in between. But, you know, pretty much as far as the race issues go in prison, it's a complex system that you just kind of have to roll with. But that has nothing to do with this tough guy mentality. It just sometimes contributes to it. And this motherfucker just happened to be on top of a tough guy. He was this racist piece of shit. So you're like, dude, can we just turn this off for a second? Even his homeboy, which was my friend, was like, dude, you just can't be like this 100% of the time. Anyway, I had to stop this guy from murdering 100,000 people because, let's face it, I was around some really annoying people, but I try to protect them because, you know, shit, man, they're just dumb. They don't know how to get along in prison. So this guy he almost murdered some of my friends. Let's just say this. And it was just annoying to be around this cat. Nothing could ever please this fucking piece of shit. Oh, I'm talking too loud now? Fuck, we're in prison, bitch. Get over it. Go say something. This is what really pissed me off about this tough guy. You're telling me that I'm talking too loud? I live next to you. And I'm trying to be respectful. Why don't you go tell that big group of black folk over there doing their little raps that they're too loud? Oh, what's that? You won't? I wonder why.
Scared of them.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, thanks, Blunto, the elf. Yeah, man, that's really what pissed me off. For all the tough mentality that this particular type of tough guy had, he really was balls. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, why don't you go and tell those folk, which, by the way, you project that you hate. So, I mean, just walking up there will be a problem, right? Yeah, that's right. You wasn't a tough guy. That's the real issue. Anyway, I hate that guy.
He's a pretty cool guy here.
The next type of person that I hated in prison was the ungrateful piece of shit. And there's a lot of those people in prison. But I'm talking specifically the people that, despite their situation in prison, they're blessed. You know what I'm saying? As far as prison goes. They got family calling them, family visiting them, friends riding them.
No wieners in their butts.
Now that sounds like, no wieners in their ass. You know, that sounds like a little bit out here in the real world. But in prison, somebody riding you, somebody communicating with you, visiting you, sending you money.
Yeah, especially because people are like transported out of state. Or not even out of state, but just far away and shit sometimes.
Any of that is huge, man. Communication is big in prison. You know what I'm saying? If you got that, you're fucking blessed in prison. These fuckers, the ungrateful shits, they had it all as far as prison goes. Communication, family calling them. They had a girlfriend that would come and visit them. But guess what? On top of all that, they would still be scumbags. Oh, I got another girl on the side, and she'd visit him too and drop money on his books. Oh, I'm finagling my family left and right. Hey, bro, I ain't got no money, man. Can you send me some? And they put money on his book. Then you just the next moment call with the money that he's using from this guy to call his cousin. Hey, cuz, I ain't got no money on my books. And boom, they put money on his books. Oh, to his girl. Oh, man, it's hard in here, man. Boom, money from everywhere. Next thing you know, they're richer than they were out fucking in the real world. And they're just using the people that care for them in prison. Hated those fucking dudes. But the worst one was this fucking piece of shit. Who every fucking Saturday, without fail, he would get on that phone and yell at his girl. Like in front of everyone there. Bitch, you better put some money on my books. Fuck this. Fuck. And you could say, well, she's an idiot for staying with him. But what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
Are you serious right now? And he sucked so bad that everybody in the dorm hated him. But guess what? He was also one of those tough guy dudes. So people were kind of like, oh shit, man, I don't know what to do. And there was this dude, this really cool cat that was actually from Africa that they called Africa because, you know, nobody's creative in prison.
Yeah.
And he was not my bunkmate, but he slept across from me, so I guess my neighbor. And Africa was, just imagine like that calm, sage, wise figure that's you know pretty popular in movies. You know, he was that guy. He would just kind of amble in and drop some sage wisdom and then leave. Well, this motherfucker was the one that shut this guy up. He went up to him. He took that little phone away from him as he was screaming at his chick. He hung that bad boy up. This dude looks like he's about to kill Africa. And Africa says to him, he says, you want to be a man or what? And he walks away. And this guy, he had nothing. Nathan! And I was like, all right, Africa, you can borrow my copy of Jurassic Park.
What?
I mean, you know, it's prison. You gotta roll with what you got, which wasn't much. I had a copy of Jurassic Park.
All right.
You wanted to read it, damn it. Anyway, this is the type of person that I hated the most in prison. It's my fifth and final one, and I was around these fuckers for 3 years because I decided to go into a they called it the Christian dorm, but it was an all-faith dorm, where people basically decide, hey, you know what? This lifestyle that I led or this mistake that I made or whatever, I got to put that shit behind me and I got to do something better for myself. And they pursued their, you know, respective faiths, whatever that may be. And most of them were Christian. That's why they usually just call it the Christian dorm. But anyway, here is where I found out that the majority of people in these dorms are just trying to squeeze by.
Yeah.
1. 2, the second majority are extremely depraved people that are trying to squeeze by. But the worst kind are the ones that have convinced themselves into this, you know, fake role that they're playing.
We've talked about these guys before.
And they are the fucking worst because all of a sudden this depraved individual, you know,
and freaking the bad.
Yeah, he's like the coolest motherfucker. He's holier than thou times 1,000. You know, suddenly he's fucking Jesus himself. And these are the most annoying pieces of shit ever. They're judgmental. They have no problem being snitches, which is a big fucking issue in prison, of course. They have no problem, you know, just fucking with you because you bear contrast to what they are in any fucking sense of the word. These are the witch burners of fucking prison.
Yeah.
And the irony of it all is that the majority of the time they are the worst type of criminal. You know, just off the top of my head, there was a dude in there that was producing CP, and he was one of these dudes.
Cheese pizza?
Cheese pizza is what he was making in the thousands, and everybody knew about it. But see, the thing about the faith dorm is everybody's trying to let everybody do their thing because if they're genuine about it, then they don't want to, you know, they don't want to interfere with that. But this little motherfucker, I don't even care if he was genuine about his turnaround in mentality. He was a piece of slimy shit that any chance he would get, he would point the finger at you. And I was one guy that was getting fingers pointed at him a lot because I was trying to change my life, but I'm not prone to lie about fucking who I am, I'm just not. So I'll be what I am, I like chicks. So if there's a hot chick, I'll be like, man, that's a hot ass bitch. Guess what? In this type of dorm, they're like, oh, what? You're looking at women? How dare you have a penis? And it was always these little fucking jerkwads in their little group, especially that piece of shit. Oh, and they'd go and rat you out, which eventually led to big trouble with between me and the chaplain. And I've told that story where eventually I got kicked out because they were just trying to find a reason. Oh, I was the instigator. I was the dude that had no problem cussing, had no problem befriending the Buddhist guy, befriending that weird guy that was in that fucking, basically he was in a racist fucking gang. I had no problem talking to the black guy that everybody hated because he was loud and raucous. Hey, guess what? He was just a guy trying to better his life.
Yeah.
But they hated.
Well, you gotta be like a complete asshole.
Yeah.
And
Again, you got to think in terms of how prison works, and the race thing is a big thing. And I don't care how much these little fucking stuck-up holier-than-thou pricks try to hide it. They were hiding their racial hatred behind this facade as well. Not all of them. A lot of them were just little pervs trying to stay alive in prison. But some of them were like, dude, are you seriously trying to just... Let me put it this way. I had a friend named Paul, and he was a black guy. He looked like the Crypt Keeper. And he looked like Dobby from fucking Harry Potter. He was awesome, dude. Paul was one of the coolest cats I've met in prison. He was the first guy to greet me there kindly into that dorm. He was very open. He was always willing. I rarely had money in there, and he would have no problem extending kindness to me. He was a really nice cat. And the thing is, Paul was a little crazy, you know what I'm saying? He had a little screw or two loose in the old noggin there. And he was very vocal. He was very confrontational. He didn't have a filter. He was one of those people that just didn't have a filter. And they hated him for it. But really, behind all that, it was the guy was black. He was one of two black people in that dorm.
And they found another excuse.
They just found an excuse to hate this guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, seriously? And I just hated these fucks, man. I hated these fucks because they were so hypocritical. So fucking holier than thou. And at the same time, you're just embodying everything. On top of that, how dare you? How dare you judge anybody else considering what you're here for? You know what I'm saying? You have no fucking room to judge anybody else for that. These were the worst type of people. I hated them. Conniving little shits. Loathed them. The guards loathed them because they knew what was up. The prison loathed them because they knew it was hard to be in this dorm because everybody knew that those fucks lived in this dorm. So they would spit in your food. They would, shit like that. And it's like, bitch, I'm not with these fuckers. They suck my ass dry. Anyway, those little holier than thou religious prison zealots were my least favorite type of person in prison. I hate them. I want to punch them in the face. But anyway, that's my little list.
Not counting Red Skelton.
Not counting Red Skelton, which if he was in prison would have been the worst. But anyway, let us know what you think about this little list. Hit like, share, and subscribe to those notification buttons because we're out.